Under the uniform, America has always been a country of surfaces. What you wear, where you stand, how easily you're believed. Marcus Reed understood this better than most. At 42, he had built and sold companies that restructured global logistics. His name appeared in financial journals. His opinions moved boards and budgets. By every measurable standard, Marcus Reed had won. Yet none of it protected him from a quieter loss. Wealth had made him visible, but never known. So he stepped away. He left the glass towers and private drivers, traded tailored suits for a grease-stained jacket, and took a job as a mechanic in a modest Chicago garage. Not as a stunt, not as an experiment, as an act of self-preservation. He wanted to meet people who listened without calculating. He wanted affection unfiltered by status. That was where he met Elena Whitmore. She brought in an aging Mustang with transmission trouble and an unforced smile that suggested curiosity rather than entitlement. She asked questions Marcus wasn't used to answering, about music, about why people stay in cities that bruise them, about the cost of starting over. He told her the truth, just not the whole truth. Elena never mentioned her last name, never spoke about the family foundation, the trust, the empire of steel and concrete her father had built. She liked that Marcus didn't ask. In his quiet presence, she felt ordinary again. No negotiations, no expectations, no performance. Their relationship unfolded slowly, purposefully. Two people testing sincerity in small, careful increments. Marcus found himself repairing more than engines. Elena found herself trusting again. Then came the night that stripped away all illusions. Marcus was driving home when flashing lights fractured the dark. The stop was routine until it was. The officer's voice hardened. His questions sharpened. Suspicion filled the gaps where explanation should have lived. Marcus complied the way experience had taught him to. Hands visible, movements measured, tone respectful. It didn't matter. The cuffs closed around his wrists with unnecessary force. The charge was vague. The humiliation was precise. On the sidewalk, under streetlights and camera phones, Marcus Reed became something the officer had already decided he was. At the station, sitting in a holding cell that smelled of metal and indifference, Marcus confronted a truth his wealth had insulated him from but never erased. Power in America is conditional, and it can be withdrawn without warning. The phone call changed everything. Not because Marcus was rich, but because systems recognize certain names faster than certain faces. The shift in posture, the hurried apologies, the sudden procedural concern, it all arrived too late to undo what had already happened. Elena arrived soon after. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't dramatize the moment. She simply stood with an authority shaped by proximity to power, not dependence on it. Lawyers followed. Documentation surfaced. Body camera footage rewrote the narrative. The officer watched his certainty dissolve. What followed was methodical, not vengeful. Internal investigations, civil filings, public scrutiny. The machinery of accountability moved slowly, but it moved because it had been forced to. The arresting officer lost his badge. The department issued statements that acknowledged process failures. The city reached for language that softened what could not be softened. Marcus declined interviews. Elena didn't. She spoke not as an heiress, but as a witness to what happens when identity is assumed and dignity is optional. Her composure made the story harder to dismiss. Her refusal to sensationalize made it harder to ignore. When the noise finally faded, Marcus told her everything. About the companies, the disguise, the fear that honesty would cost him what he was trying to build. Elena listened carefully. Then she said, "I didn't meet you as a billionaire. I met you as a man who paid attention." That was the truth Marcus had been searching for. In the end, the arrest didn't expose his wealth. It exposed the country's fault lines. And from that fracture emerged something rare, a love forged not in privilege or performance, but in recognition. Because sometimes the most dangerous disguise isn't pretending to be poor. It's pretending the system treats everyone the same. Subscribe for more true stories that challenge assumptions, reveal hidden truths, and explore the resilience of the human spirit. Like and share to keep these stories seen.